Selamat datang di acara International Webinar Series yang diselenggarakan oleh Faculty of Engineering and Informatics Universitas PGRI Semarang. Bapak, Ibu, dan hadirin peserta seminar yang kami hormati, sekali lagi kami ucapkan selamat datang di Universitas PGRI Semarang dalam acara International Webinar Series yang diselenggarakan oleh Fakultas Teknik dan Informatika Universitas PGRI Semarang. Acara ini ditayangkan di YouTube streaming Universitas PGRI Semarang dan website Upkris TV di tv.upkris.ac.id. Sebelum kita memulai acara seminar ini, kami akan sampaikan jadwal webinar FTI Series. Yang pertama hari ini, tanggal 10 Agustus tahun 2020, dengan tema Advancement in AI Revolutionizes Industry and Accelerate Research, dan pemateri adalah Muhammad Ibrahim Sapyai PhD, Senior Lecturer from the Department of Electronic System Engineering, Malaysia Japan International Institute of Technology, University Technology Malaysia. Dan pemateri kedua hari ini adalah Muhammad Malik Eskom, Magister Engineering, Instructor of Robotics Universitas PGRI Semarang. Sedangkan seri kedua akan diselenggarakan pada hari Senin tanggal 17 Agustus tahun 2020 pada pukul 10 dengan tema Cooling Technology. Pemateri adalah Syekh Ahmad Zaki bin Salim, Dr. Engineering, Associate Professor from Head Ecosa Wind Engineering for Urban Man-Made Artificial Environment, Department of Mechanical Precision Engineering, Malaysia Japan International Institute of Technology, University Technology Malaysia. Seri ketiga dari webinar series ini akan diselenggarakan pada tanggal Selasa 18 Agustus tahun 2020 pada pukul 13 waktu Indonesia Barat dengan tema Electrospinning, Nanomaterial and the Oil Industry. Pemateri adalah Khairunisa binti Muhammad Paat PhD from Department of Chemical Process Engineering, Malaysia Japan International Institute of Technology, University Technology Malaysia. Dan seri keempat dari webinar ini adalah Selasa 25 Agustus tahun 2020 pada pukul 13 WIB dengan tema Accreditations for Technologists and Engineers in the New Normal Era, dan pemateri adalah Associate Professor Dr. Insinyur Simansah Matiza, Faculty of Civil Engineering, University Teknologi Mara Shah Alam Selangor. Kemudian webinar FTI Series kelima akan diselenggarakan pada Rabu 26 Agustus tahun 2020 pukul 9 waktu Indonesia Barat dengan tema Green Building in New Normal Life dengan pemateri Doris Tu Hoi Jie. Beliau adalah Senior Lecturer pada Faculty of Built Environment and Surveying, University Technology Malaysia. Dan webinar series ke-6 akan diselenggarakan pada Senin 31 Agustus tahun 2020 menghadirkan Profesor Ali Slamet, the Dean of Malaysia Japan International Institute of Technology, Chair of IEEE Computer Science Society Malaysia Section, Malaysia Japan International Institute of Technology, University Technology Malaysia. Kami undang Bapak Ibu sekalian untuk mendaftar dan bergabung dalam webinar series yang diselenggarakan oleh Fakultas Informatika, Fakultas Teknik dan Informatika Universitas PGRI Semarang. Bapak, Ibu, dan hadirin yang berbahagia, sebelum acara seminar kita mulai, izinkan kami menyampaikan juga tata tertib keikutsertaan webinar kali ini. Semua peserta wajib menghidupkan kamera dan menonaktifkan mikrofon, dan sertifikat akan dibagikan ketika di pertengahan acara melalui link yang nanti akan dibagikan oleh panitia. Sesi pertanyaan dibagi menjadi 2 sesi dan dalam tiap sesi ada 3 pertanyaan. Dan pertanyaan bisa diajukan melalui kolom komentar atau kolom chat serta menyertakan nama, dan akan ada beberapa pertanyaan yang nanti akan dipilih oleh moderator. Well, Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, kita akan segera mulai acara kali ini. Mohon semuanya bisa menyesuaikan diri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang dan salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Good afternoon. Yang terhormat Rektor Universitas PGRI Semarang, Bapak Dr. Muhdi SHM Hum, dear speakers, dan yang kami hormati Bapak Ibu peserta seminar. Syukur kehadirat Tuhan yang Maha Kuasa, hari ini kita diberi kesempatan untuk mengikuti seminar online yang diselenggarakan oleh Fakultas Teknik dan Informatika Universitas PGRI Semarang dalam topik Science, Engineering, and Industry for Scientists and Engineers yang akan dilakukan berseri. Dan dimulai hari ini, hari Senin tanggal 10 Agustus tahun 2020. Dan hadirin sekalian, mengawali acara hari ini, marilah kita menyanyikan lagu kebangsaan Indonesia Raya. Untuk itu, hadirin dimohon berdiri. Hadirin disilakan duduk kembali. Hadirin sekalian, acara kita lanjutkan dengan doa bersama akan dipimpin oleh Bapak Nur Aksin, MSI.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali sayyidina nama Rahman segala hanya untukmu ya Hayyu. Rabbana, kami berkumpul di tempat yang mulia ini dalam rangka mengikuti webinar internasional
dengan tema Advancement in AI Revolutionizes Industry and Accelerates Research. Ya Allah, ya Syakur, jadikanlah kami hamba-hambamu yang senantiasa ingat dan bersyukur kepadamu atas karunia yang telah engkau limpahkan kepada kami, berupa kekayaan alam yang mengilhami lahirnya bermacam teknologi terapan yang aman dan bersahabat dengan makhluk hidup ataupun alam sekitarnya. Ya Allah, ya Musta'an, kami mohon pertolongan dan petunjuk-Mu agar setelah acara webinar ini, kami dapat menciptakan teknologi untuk mempermudah kehidupan manusia yang tidak mengakibatkan kerusakan atau memberikan dampak negatif pada lingkungan sekitarnya. Juga teknologi yang benar-benar bermanfaat, efisien, serta efektif, sehingga alam sekitar juga bisa tetap terjaga dengan baik dan lestari. Ya Allah, tunjukkan kepada kami jalan yang terbaik dan berikan kami ma'unah sebagaimana yang telah Engkau berikan kepada para ulama soleh pendahulu kami untuk memanfaatkan alam guna membidani lahirnya teknologi-teknologi baru yang ramah lingkungan. Ya Allah, ya Ghafur, ampuni dosa kami, maafkan kesalahan kami, dan kabulkan doa kami. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adzabannar. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Hadirin yang kami hormati, ini adalah disertakan Fakultas Teknik dan Informatika Universitas. Yang terhormat Bapak Dr. Muhdi SHM Hum.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Good afternoon. Yang terhormat Dr. Muhammad Ibrahim bin Sapi'i dari Universitas Teknologi Malaysia selaku narasumber, dan Bapak Muhammad Malik Eskom Engineering dari Universitas di Semarang, Bapak Ibu Wakil Rektor, Dekan Fakultas Teknik dan Informatika, para Wakil Dekan, para Kaprodi, para peserta seminar yang saya hormati dan saya banggakan. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim, puji syukur kami panjatkan kehadirat Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala atas limpahan rahmat dan hidayahnya sehingga pada siang hari ini kita bisa hadir bersama-sama untuk mengikuti webinar pada kali ini. Pada kesempatan yang baik ini, yang pertama kami ingin sampaikan terima kasih dan penghargaan yang setinggi-tingginya kepada University Teknologi Malaysia atau UTM yang telah bersama-sama menindaklanjuti MOU antara universitas, antara fakultas dengan UTM dengan menyelenggarakan webinar pada kali ini. Mudah-mudahan kerjasama ini dapat terus berlangsung tidak saja melalui acara webinar, tetapi juga kegiatan-kegiatan lain, baik yang saat ini sudah kita bersama-sama lakukan maupun bisa kita rintis bentuk kerjasama yang lain. Untuk itu sekali lagi terima kasih dan penghargaan yang setinggi-tingginya, wabil khusus pada Muhammad Ibrahim Sapi'i BSD yang hari ini menjadi narasumber dan nanti juga akan hadir narasumber-narasumber lain dari UTM maupun dari MARA. Untuk itu sekali lagi kami sampaikan terima kasih. Selanjutnya kami ingin sampaikan terima kasih dan penghargaan yang setinggi-tingginya kepada Fakultas Teknik dan Informatika Pak Dekan dengan seluruh jajaran baik Wakil Dekan dan Kaprodi yang menyelenggarakan International Webinar Series yang akan mulai berlangsung hari ini hingga nanti tadi kalau tidak salah tanggal 31 ya Agustus. Luar biasa kegiatan ini bisa terselenggara dengan peserta yang cukup banyak, baik dari Indonesia, serta saya lihat dari berbagai negara juga akan hadir, dari Amerika, dari Perancis, dari Hungaria, lalu dari Jepang, dari Ceko, dari Malaysia, dari Turki, dari Iran, dari Tunis maupun mungkin juga ada dari negara-negara lain. Hal ini menggambarkan bahwa Fakultas Teknik dan Informatika memang memiliki jaringan yang cukup luas dengan berbagai perguruan tinggi di dunia. Ini juga menggambarkan sekaligus para dosennya yang juga lulus PhD dari berbagai negeri. Untuk itu kami ingin sampaikan terima kasih dan penghargaan yang setinggi-tingginya. Selanjutnya kami ingin sampaikan pada kesempatan yang kali ini sangat membahagiakan ini, bahwa Universitas PGRI Semarang akan terus berupaya mengembangkan diri, termasuk kerjasama internasional, sebagaimana hari ini dilakukan dalam bentuk webinar. Hal ini dilakukan dalam rangka untuk mengembangkan kampus, menyongsong abad 21 atau memasuki abad 21 yang menuntut kita semuanya tidak saja kita harus serawung atau berkolaborasi dengan SDM atau perguruan tinggi di Indonesia, tetapi juga dengan dunia internasional atau negara-negara lain, baik yang saat ini sudah kita kerjasamakan maupun yang belum. Ini saya kira menjadi tuntutan kita semua. Terlebih perkembangan teknologi yang begitu cepat dan fakultas ini adalah Fakultas Teknik dan Informatika yang pasti mengalami satu perkembangan yang luar biasa, bahkan sangat dahsyat teknologinya menyongsong tahun 50. Akhirnya pada kesempatan yang baik ini, saya ingin sampaikan terima kasih dan penghargaan yang setinggi-tingginya kepada seluruh narasumber, kepada Fakultas Teknik dan Informatika, serta kepada para peserta dengan harapan melalui webinar ini kita bisa terus tumbuh berkembang, mengasah ilmu pengetahuan kita hingga kita bisa menjadi bagian menyongsong abad 21 ini. Terima kasih secara khusus sekali lagi kepada Bapak Muhammad Ibrahim bin Sabi. Salam untuk Pak Rektor, Pak Dekan, dan seluruh keluarga besar UTM yang kita sudah memiliki hubungan sangat luar biasa. Kami sudah sering berkunjung ke UTM dan sebaliknya. Hanya khusus untuk tahun ini kemarin agak terganggu untuk acara mahasiswa dari UTM maupun dari UPGRIS karena pandemi. Namun demikian, mudah-mudahan ke depan kita segera bisa menindaklanjuti berbagai kerjasama kemarin yang sudah tertunda. Saya kira itu yang bisa saya sampaikan. Sekali lagi selamat berseminar dengan mengucap Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, International Webinar Series yang diselenggarakan kerjasama antara Fakultas Teknik dan Informatika Universitas PGRI Semarang dengan UTM dengan resmi saya nyatakan dibuka. Semoga Allah Subhanahu wa taala senantiasa membimbing kita semua. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bapak Ibu peserta seminar yang kami hormati, segera kita akan langsungkan seminar seri 1 ini. Untuk itu, moderator Ibu Irna Fariha PhD, disilakan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace be upon you. Good afternoon. The Honorable Dr. Muhammad Ibrahim bin Sapei from Malaysia, Japan International Institute of Technology, University Technology Malaysia. The Honorable Mr. Muhammad Malik Eskom and Engineering from Universitas Pagari Semarang. Today, the first webinar series will begin. The theme is about artificial intelligence. We have two speakers, Dr. Ibrahim and Mr. Muhammad Malik. First of all, I would like to read for the webinar rule. First, the Zoom application open 10 minutes before the event start. The second is all participants must have entered the Zoom application before 5 minutes of opening. Third, all participants must turn on the camera and turn off the microphone. Then certificate will be shared in the middle of the event via the link. And then the question session is divided into 2 sessions. Each session contains 3 questions. And then the asking question through the comment column and include the name, and there will be several questions that will be given the opportunity to ask directly. First of all, I would like to introduce the first speaker. The first speaker is Dr. Ibrahim from University Technology Malaysia. He graduated from the University of Technology Malaysia, majoring in electrical engineering, and he also graduated from University of York, and then he got a PhD from University Technology Malaysia, majoring in machine learning. He also get involved on many international programs and also research and publication. Okay, dear all participants, I would like to invite Dr. Ibrahim. Okay, Dr. Ibrahim, time is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Irna. Can you hear me, right? Can you hear me? I think on the side. I believe yes.
Can you hear me, Dr. Ibrahim?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, it's good. So, hold on. Let me share again. I need to tick 2 buttons. I think just to make sure it is optimized. Okay. I think I should start now. Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon. Today, again, thank you to Universitas FTI Semarang for the invitations. So today's talk is about advancement in artificial intelligence, revolutionize industry and accelerates research. I'm the member of University Technology Malaysia as a senior lecturer and also the NVIDIA DLI ambassador for this region. All right, so just quick one. This is my partner and my academic members from Indonesia and also from Japan. Okay, as MJIT is part of it is we have a very strong relationship with Japan. So I think I just want to share my thanks to my postgraduate students, and of course special thanks for this invitation, Dr. Ina Fariha. All right, so just quick one. Currently, I'm the members of MJIT. MJIT is the UTM KL. If you have been here, this is really in the KL campus. So we are being MJIT members. We have a lot of access to these 29 members. Okay. All right. So this is our vision, leading in cutting edge technology, education, and research. Okay, mission providing Japanese style engineering education blended with Malaysia distinctive for sustainable industry and society, leading in academics and research excellence in electronics, precision, environmental and green technology, and management of technology. Right, so we are targeting for this year, okay, students about 2,580 at the moment, and we are planning to have as a educational hub for Asian. Maybe it's good to share here. My first graduated student is from University Telecom. He's a docent in University Telecom. He just graduated, I think, last month as my first PhD student. All right. So I think today it is more on artificial intelligence on the way forward. So this is my long relationship with NVIDIA. NVIDIA, those who are new with the AI and the GPU technology. So NVIDIA is the provider for the GPU. Last time people are talking about GPU mainly for gaming. Okay, so now when we talk about the high end of the AI, especially on the visions or the machine visions involving the advancements of deep learning. So this is like a prerequisite to run the research or even to provide solutions to the real problems, right? So we are the first lab being appointed as NVIDIA Joint Lab in Malaysia. All right, so hopefully it is good to share about why we need to have this AI supercomputer. Maybe I can share three key important words when we talk about AI nowadays. First, we need to have data, but I believe nowadays data is everywhere. Second, we need to have a good algorithms. And of course, with these two, we still need to have a very powerful machines. And nowadays, this machine is considered as affordable supercomputer. It's called like a workstation supercomputer. So those who are new, maybe want to know more, feel free. You can contact me after the sessions because we have started our journey with AI since 2016, and we the first one to receive this AI supercomputer in our lab in 2017, end of 2017. Okay, so this is our facilities. I just want to share before we start with a lot of opportunity on AI and why it revolutionized the research and industry. So in our lab, this is our ecosystem or our infrastructure. We have latest GPU, computing infra for AI training and inference tasks. And of course, we are open for any collaboration from any side of the world to have a joint research with our lab. So currently we are running with 10 V100. So later on we will see what is V100. I just want to share in the perspective of the technology and of course some part of the system that's supporting our research here in MJIT UTM. All right, so those who are in electronics, I believe you are familiar with Moore's law. So it's no longer valid, right? So when it's no longer valid, it means world need something can accelerate the computing. So that's why in the middle of 2000, around 2008, so people are talking about the GPU computing. So this is what the GPU platform can offer. Okay, so if you see here, in general, if you are aware with Oak Ridge Research Lab, so currently NVIDIA GPU accelerates around 127 of top 500 systems for supercomputer. So this is if you see here, we have ORNL, okay, we have the from the Europe, okay, then we have the Japan's supercomputer. is powered by 4,352 GPUs. Totally. All right. Just to share why nowadays this platform is very open, and even I think those who work on this particular area, you can see a lot of open source available. All right. So from the customer user's case, from the end user, we have the apps and framework. Okay, those who are familiar with AI deep learning, you can see they have a TensorFlow maintained by Google. Okay, we have a lot of things here. We have the ONNX is standard nowadays, MXNet, okay, by the University of New York. And the third one is talk about NVIDIA SDK and libraries. So this is the related libraries. If you talk about machine learning, you have the CUDF, CUML machine learning, CUGraph for visualization. Of course, when we talk about deep learning, we have deep neural network, the BLAST, the library for the maths, and the Nickel, TensorRT for mainly for inference. And supercomputing, we have this kind of libraries. So the bottom one is Tesla and GPU system. So this is all the Tesla Universal Acceleration Platform. Okay, just a quick one. If I can share here, we have 3 different cards to talk about deep learning. I think the entrance part is mainly for gaming. This is like the consumer card, like GTX, RTX, and then we have a Quadro mainly for rendering, and then of course we have the Tesla family for mainly for deep learning, AI deep learning. Okay, so this is I just want to share so how you can scale up to have a better training performance. Okay, this is giving us a lot of opportunity to expedite our research here in UTM, and also for us to give to offer a solution to industry. Okay, nowadays everyone talk about financial sustainability, so having this particular machine in our lab, it helps us a lot on the visibility of to the industry in solving the real humankind problem, I can say. So I just want to share a little bit here, those who are new to AI. What I want to share here is, sorry. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So this is the family. So we have here in our lab, we have V100. Okay, I just want to share about the whole ecosystem. Okay, about the why nowadays we can have all these things and start to revolutionize the industry. Okay, so those who are new here, this is what you can see here. The white canvas at the back is when everyone talk about AI, yes, this is a white canvas, the whole domain. When we talk about why AI suddenly have good attention by the people in research, also in the industry, or from the people from various type of industry, it is mainly due to the advancements of the algorithm on deep learning. This is my thought on this one. Even though when we talk about machine learning, this has already been in the research academia world for many years. Okay, so those who are familiar with machine learning, last time we have a Weka from New Zealand, but when we talk about deep learning, it's um, been supported by many industry, especially from Google. Okay, even you can see there are a lot of free platform for people to start with a deep learning or AI deep learning kind of trainings. Okay, so this is somehow the idea of neural networks. It is referring to our brain pathology on how our cortex works. So in simplest way, if you see on the bottom right, we have the artificial neuron there, right? If you see on the artificial neuron there, so this is how they're trying to have the input and output system and representing by what we call a perceptron. Okay, so in the next slide, this is what I want to share here, hopefully those who are pretty new to this area, when we talk about artificial neurons, basically it's a perceptron. It's consisting of a simple multiplications and with the additions. So you can imagine we need to have like a billions of connection like this one to have one particular model. Let's say we talk about artificial neural network to do some computations, or if you talk about deep learning, for instance, about the CNN or the Siamese network, for instance. So all this network consisting of VGG network, for instance, so it has around 1 billions of connection. So that's the reason why we need to have the GPU, okay, to run your experiment, to run your simulations, and mainly in the AI deep learning. All right, so this is the equation. If you see, they have activation functions. Okay, for instance, we have the input and output connectivity. Y is your output and X the input. So what AI trying to do is basically they're trying to adapt the W value there. Okay, hopefully this is the academic point of view. So where the W to be very adaptive. So that's why the W to be trained, and this is what similar to process of learning. Okay, so by doing this one again and again and again, so end up we're going to have a very good W to represent your Y based on the given sample examples. Okay, so for instance, if you see on here, there are a lot of applications, okay, deep learning trying to generalize solution across problem. Okay, so we can have the input as a structured like numbers, image, sound, video, text. Okay, and what you're trying to get, they can have a various type of tasks. It can be a classification, okay, just trying to differentiate between two classes, for instance, apple and orange. Regression is a continuous problem where your output domain is a continuous. Unsupervised learning, we don't talk about the labeling. um, Apple and orange, if you give earlier to your model with this kind of features, it is apple. With this kind of features, this is an orange. These two are considered as a label to the apple and to the orange. So it's called supervised learning. I'm not going to go in details, but those who are interested, you can have a look. We have the unsupervised learning. We can have the sequence prediction. Okay, control policy learning, for instance, um, on robotics kind of applications. Okay, for this particular control policy learning. Okay, so this is the advancements of AI. When we talk about AI in deep learning, so last time, if you talk about artificial neural networks, normally it comes together with the what they call a computer vision. The computer vision is a tool or a first part before you applying to your decision making. For instance, like support vector machines, artificial neural network, okay, LDA, linear discriminant analysis. All these features is somehow earlier, they need to craft first and pass it into a machine learning. So the best part of deep learning, when they're handling the images to do the classifications, so all the features is extracted inside of the network. Okay, you can see here, the input is raw data. It is an image. So we have numbers of layers in our deep learning network. So the low level features give you like edges informations. So when you move to the end of the network layers, we can have the high level features. So all these features is somehow is very useful for the AI deep learning to do the predictions or to do the classifications. Okay, so that's the general idea of AI. So if you talk about AI in enterprise, okay, so this is from McKinsey Global Institute analysis. AI has the potential to create annual value across sectors totaling 3.5 trillion US dollar to 5.8 trillion dollar. Okay, or 40% of the overall potential impact from all analytics technique. Okay, so I think being in equatorial area, okay, so a lot of opportunity we can have in Malaysia, in Indonesia, the agriculture. Okay, we are lucky enough to be here, right? So So this is, if you talk about the advancements of the readiness solution, if you talk about in retail by Walmart, for instance. Even I think I have, I forgot the name of the big chain in Indonesia, even Tokopedia, they already have a lot of advancement of AI at the back. Okay, so I just want to highlight here, the agriculture still have a lot of promising to be covered by us as a researcher, as entrepreneur, come from the academia background, I can say. All right, so this is I just to share. This is the latest that I have up to now. So this is the artificial intelligence strategies. It's coming out by different countries. Okay, even I think our neighbor in Singapore. I've been in Singapore quite sometimes to work with them on the AI initiative for the country. From the Malaysia side, I think they're still in progress, but I believe there are a lot of a kind of framework coming up from different ministry. But I believe Indonesia as well. I have a very good friend from Gajah Mada, Dr. Igi, Pak Igi. So this is my best counterpart from Indonesia, from Gajah Mada. Is one of the reference center for I believe, in Indonesia. All right, so this example of national AI initiative. Being academicians, we want to make sure. For instance, if you look on this slide, okay, like I think in China, they already start the AI to be introduced in the beginning age of life of school. For instance, in secondary school, in primary school. So this is opportunity to all of us to make sure our nation is not being pulled back without any AI introductions to our generation. So in Malaysia, our center of AI and robotics, we already have the opportunity to share our ideas and implementing AI at the primary school. It's going to be started next year, in AI in primary. But again, it is very hard to make sure this is to be like the main one particular subject for the school. But at least we managed to have the access to share AI to our primary school and secondary school in Malaysia now. It's coming from our lab, Cairo. All right, so this is the industry challenge. If you see on the industry challenge, there are a lot of applications. If you see on, for instance, on cybersecurity, right? So, and then we have on the complex problem, low latency services, okay, exponential data growth. This is all the real industry challenge. If you can see, this is, for instance, we need to make sure uh, all this to be done based on the bandwidth or network throughput is growing exponentially. So this is all the come challenge together when we talk about AI to be implemented on this particular area. Okay, high throughput. Okay, if we talk about on the premise computation is fine, but if you talk about let's say you want to have your video stream to be passed into your network. When we talk about video stream, you need to have the 5G to be ready, okay, to process everything in the cloud. All right, so this is AI is fooling global industry. So we talk about AI cities, public safety, healthcare. Okay, we talk about startup, industrial, transportations. Okay, so this is one of the good reason why people need to have the Tesla V100. So this is what we have. But unfortunately, when we purchased this card last time in 2017, it is only 16 gigabyte. I think when we talk about specifically on the needs of the memory for the GPU, when we talk about deploying in Docker, okay, so there are advancement container that we can immediately use to provide the services. So we need to have a big capacity on the memory of the GPU, even to load the model. If you talk about a big model, like if everyone knows about the VGG, okay, one of the network which is up to 1 billion kind of connection. For detection, it requires at least 7 gig to load the model only before we do the inferencing. All right, so this is the idea when we talk about, if you see there, they have word NVIDIA T4 and NVIDIA V100. So T4 is mainly for the inference, V100 you can use for training and testing. So this is one of the common network. We have ResNet 50 and Google Net. Okay, we talk about throughput, latency, and energy efficiency. Of course, we need all of these features to provide a good AI servicings. All right, so just to share here, so this is how many uh, power consumptions on the traditional HPC cluster. So this is equivalent to only 48 kilowatts with one particular rack. Okay, that's equivalent to the traditional HPC, traditional cluster PC. So this is end-to-end product family. So hopefully I just want to highlight here those who are new with AI. First, we need to have our training system. Only that we can use for the inference. So we have several end-to-end product family. Okay, they have DJX, DJX2. But I believe at the moment, this is the one that we have to offer a good computation. Even now, our lab is communicating with Huawei because they have their own platform to share on their AI inference and training. Okay, so when we talk about data center, you need to have your V100 and automotive, okay, PX2. And when we talk about embedded system, those who are maybe Pak Rahmat after this will share a lot about the advancements of robotic. But when we talk about the machine vision to be employed into our embedded system, for instance, like a robotic, so NVIDIA provide the Jetson platform. Okay, this is it is good for processing the machine visions or the deep learning on the edge. All right, so this is again the AI enables to the solutions. Okay, I just want to share here the details of hopefully those who want to have the research interest on deep learning or mainly on GPU. So I mean the NVIDIA already provide the CUDA and GPU computing architecture. So we have all the SDK, and of course towards the end it's up to the area of application that we are interested on for us to solve it. Okay, this is AI city, for instance. This is one of the example. I think it is now almost everywhere. And in terms of implementation in Malaysia, they only have two particular cities, but I'm not sure in Indonesia. One of the reason is the readiness of 1 billion cameras by 2020, finding lost people, improving traffic, enhancing law enforcement. Okay, so for me as a researcher, we are really interested to see on the progress. If you see why deep learning is going to be received by the industry, because a simple study, human have a 3% tolerance of error. So where deep learning can be pushed to do a lot of video analytics on this one to have a better performance than human. So I just to share a very simple on our human eyes for the distance of 100 meters to differentiate different type of different family of dogs, for instance, because in AI benchmarking data set, we have the ImageNet maintained by Stanford. So this data set is basically, they are covering a lots of group of dogs. So the AI deep learning now managed to differentiate different type of dogs, even up to 100 meters of distance, which is for human is very challenging. All right, so let's see on this video. Hopefully you can see nicely. So by having this particular example of the advancement of AI deep learning, you can see a lot of things can be done by the local municipal or by the local council. At least they know what the specific number of dustbin to be put, because they can count every single human that passing through the zebra crossing there or using the area at one time. So by having this one, the simplest one, you just do the counting of the people, and then you know how many dustbin or based on their behavior to be for the local council to make a decisions or to maintain the cities. It's not only in US here, I think, but of course now it's available. This technology is available to everyone. All right. So again, it's good to share on the healthcare. All right, so this is the prominent areas of publication of deep learning in medical. Okay, so I think being a Malaysian and being people in this particular region, we are confronting with a lot of similar problem. Okay, I have one friend from University Islam in Jogja. He's working on uh, understanding and listening to different sound of a coughing. Either it is coming from TB or it's coming from bronchitis. All right. So that's one of the idea of do the early diagnosis. So the early detection on X-ray, for instance, here just passing through. You can have those who are familiar with the area. I think we have the opportunity to do early detection on granuloma. Okay, to passing by all the people from outside from Malaysia. They want passing through to Malaysia and work, and to have the work permit, they have to pass through the X-ray assessment. So just imagine you have around 1,600 of X-ray images. You have to scrutinize every day, um, where AI deep learning can easily do all the detections. Okay, but of course now it is not, we can say, to replace, but somehow they help or augmenting the job process. Okay, a lot of things. One of my research, we are working on hippocampal, to detect hippocampal on the structural of the brain for the seizure patients, for the medical doctor to proceed with the surgery or not. Okay, there are a lot of applications I can share with you on deep learning in drug developments. Okay, you can see, and of course, we can replicate something which is good to be applied. But my numbers of experience in medical in Malaysia, it is still very challenging to move on the medical kind of research. It's very expensive compared to, of course, the other country have their own unique problem. But in our side in Malaysia, after running through with even with my PhD student from University Telecom, we are doing on EEG data analysis, but having the data in um, non-developed country, it is quite challenging. Okay. Okay, so this is the Clara medical system. Okay, so this is just now it is mainly on AI deep learning. What I want to share with you, those who are familiar with Hadoop's, NVIDIA also have the Rapids, a big data analytic platform for machine learning and deep learning. Okay, so this is the targeted industry verticals: consumer internet, retail, financial services, healthcare. Okay, okay. So this is all the ecosystem, all data, and then you do extract, transform, and learn and structure data store before you do all the training. Okay. Okay, what I want to share, this is those who are familiar with the, for instance, like SciPy or sklearn. So last time, all these particular platform or Python library, they are running on CPU. But with the Rapids, if you have a sufficient good GPU cards, so you can start to use all these CUDF, CUML, and visualization. All these are running on CUDA base. So this is like something you can everything on GPU instead of Python on CPU, but now you can run, for instance, Python on GPU, okay, with the Rapids. So this is the idea. If you see on the software stack, data preparations. Okay, so this is all the ideas. Okay, and this is the Rapids ecosystem. Okay, on the GPU servers and everything. And this is the pillars of rapid performance. First, of course, a CUDA architecture, and then you have the NV links. Okay, so this is high-speed connection between GPUs for distributed algorithms. So let's say you have four GPUs. So they have that they call a nickel kind of library that communicating between GPUs, and of course they are communicating directly to your CPU as a host. And the memory architecture, okay, large visual GPU memory and high-speed memory. All right, so this is the comparison. All right, I just want to share with you on the AI. Okay, this is the beginning of having the advancements of AI deep learning solutions. They start with the uh, uh, autonomous car problem. So if you want to see here, okay. All right. So this is, okay, we have, so this is, because I just want to share in MJIT, we have a very good researchers are working on autonomous car, and it's been funded by one of the Singaporean company now that we trying to establish our own platform. So again, it is not mainly on the visual, but of course it is relies so much on, for instance, if you see on the LiDAR localization to the map, and this is the idea. Okay, maybe this is the video. I think maybe I don't have so much time, but I just play a short one. So this is the advancement. So when we talk about the autonomous car, this is like a real-time decision making to be done. So if we can goes up to here, so that's mean we can harvest a lot of research output as the journey to reach at this platform. Okay, so this is deep learning perceptions on the line. Okay, one of my students are working on lane detections for safety purposes of the braking system. So maybe I don't have so much time, but of course, if you're interested, I can share the link of the video. Okay, so this is the immediate, the easiest one, driver monitoring system, whether you are sleepy or not, from your facial recognitions. Okay, all right. So what I want to share here, maybe after this, Pak Rahmat will share. So this is the, just now it's mainly on the workstation and the server, even we are mentioning about the Jetson. So this is the recent one when we talk about edge computing. So now, for instance, like when they talk about edge computing, so now everything is come together. You can have your IoT sensors. Maybe those who are in hobbies, you can talk about Raspberry Pi or Arduino Nano, or the Arduino, right? So now I think with the latest one, we have Jetson Xavier in our lab. So this is good enough, even though they don't have the EGX software stack yet in our Jetson Xavier, but somehow the hardware is sufficient enough to do all the real time in the edge processing. So you can do all the edge processing countings, all the algorithm runs on deep learning on the edge before passing through to the clouds. Okay, so what the best thing about the EGX system now, you can connect directly to the NGC, NVIDIA cloud. Okay, so this is NGC I mentioned to you. Okay, okay, so this is how it works. Okay, you can have your numbers of platform, including your cloud computing. Okay, so this is how the NVIDIA EGX stack works. Okay, the best part is there are a lot of library available, especially when you're trying to deploy as the industry gate solutions. Okay, all right, so this is the beginning of the EGX. So I just want to share on AI and deep learnings on selected use cases. Okay, so if you see on AI for visual search in marketplace, in Malaysia, we have IKEA from Sweden company. So they have all this kind of applications for their end customer to have it, to have new experience on purchasing. Okay, next. So this is more on digit system for a new era of smart machinings. Okay, so we can do a lot of things. Preventive management, for instance, I just give an idea, okay, what the people have done. This is on the semiconductor wafer inspections. This is very small, tiny size of images, and we can do a lot of wafer inspection on this one. Okay, what else we can have? Okay, this is on the industrial asset needs AI, data utilization. So this is where you can do a lot of, again, product profilings, okay, your asset profiling, and then you can do a lot of preventive management on this one. So this is AI accelerated in cyber defense. Okay, economic and national security depend on a stable, safe, and resilient cyberspace, but attacks on IT system are becoming more complex and relentlessly. So the idea is you can deploy your machines to understand the anomaly and the normal one. Okay, so then the algorithm can pick up the virus detected packet, for instance, or the phishing one, for instance. So predicting for 4G wireless network quality with deep learning. Okay, so this is by Verizon's, and this is quite unique. This is from Ole Singapore, where they trying to use the image processing, use the AI deep learning to use on how much moisturizer or kind of the lady stuff to be put in the on the space on the face. Okay, and then you can focus on the area to be improved in the face. Okay, next, this is on the insurance business. Okay, you can immediately detect, do all the damage detections, and then you can do automatic a claim from the AI, I mean from the system. Okay, so the same thing. Okay, this is for ladies to mix and match on buying things. Okay, this is what we want to share. After all, I think at the moment we have in our particular lab, we have around 30 PG students. So what we want to share here, this is the real challenge in this particular area. So we have the GPU computing, we have the data, but of course we need to have a good algorithm. So that's why I think establishing this lab between NVIDIA and UTM, we want to have to solve this particular problem, better talent development on this particular area. So our lab playing a very important role now. We are supplying the AI, those who are completing their AI study either in PG or on postgraduate or undergraduate. Now there are a lot of hiring on this particular area. I believe same thing goes to any areas of the world. Okay, so but again, to have a better talent development. So for instance, we talk with industry. Industry say like they want to have a good candidate that already ready yesterday. So this is our struggling in providing a good talent development, especially in this particular region. Okay, so I just want to share. This is one of my friends, Dr. Fauzi, is a member. So this is some of the application that he's working on. Okay, for with his PhD student, Masud Samadi, and this is on the robotics arm by his student as well. And this is on the chicken poultry. Okay, one of the PhD student by him. Okay, but I think in our lab we have a lot of members. So I just want to share the video here. Hopefully you can enjoy. So this is our real first problem when the industry start to trust us. We are flying our drone and we need to do on the plant management. Okay, for instance, we are dealing with one of the banana tree companies, okay, in Malaysia. So what we want to find is basically to provide a better land management. Okay, first we can detect the empty area. Okay, this is another example. We are working with one of the drone company in Malaysia, providing solution to meat and for cow industry in Australia. Okay, so this is quite norm nowadays because last time in Malaysia people still do manual counting and detecting counting cows and everything. So now we move to this direction. Okay, so after all, I think since 2017, because there are a lot of opportunity working with one of drone company in Malaysia. I think one of the now I believe the drone company from Malaysia is now the first in the world that providing services all over the world. This is the company that we at university working with last time. We have the opportunity to work with them. We are providing them the solution for AI. So recently, I think in Malaysia, there are more and more, there are gross numbers of people are working on the trying to have their drones to do a lot of servicing. So at university, after all, we are trying to fit the needs on the industry side. So what we are providing is a customized box that have the capability of IoT and AI deep learning module. So anyone have their drone, they can have our product and put into their drones, and then they can have not only IoT capability, but also the AI deep learning capability. So this is what we are trying to do. So this one particular project, they need to do on the 3 countings that we are offering the services to the company. So what I want to share here, so as the journey as academia, we have our postgraduate student working on the PhD kind of topics on the algorithm. But of course, the value is not only on the paper publication, but we believe our algorithm from the labs can be used as a product. So this is what we're trying to push so much now to come up with a product. So this is our first kind of product that's mainly for services. All right, so this is I just share with you. So one of the project that we are working with, okay, we are running on DJI last time with one of the drone company. So this is from the drone view of images. Normally I shared this slide. Hopefully you can count number of cows from this slide. So the powerful of AI deep learning, this is around 30 meters from the height, from the altitude, 30 meters altitude. Um, Basically, they are having like 5,000 acres of area. They need to counting the total numbers of cows in one particular area. So now they just simply flying the drone. Our algorithm will do all these things and come up with the countings. So this is our solution. We are not providing the drone. So from our research, and we bring to the solutions. So towards the end, the company can have their auto-generate reporting system. So by having our device, so all can be accessed through their portal. Okay. All right. So, but again, every problem have different AI design related issues. For instance, just to share, this is our real problem when we solve the cow problem in Australia. So first we need to advise there on how to capture the data, in what altitude, what is the best image view, okay, climate changes, 4 season, imbalanced data set. So all this is a real problem when we start to train our AI for the real problem, cows versus feral. Okay, so just to share with you, for instance, about 4 season, for instance, right? Um, Normally during the sun times or during the noon, it is very difficult because you can imagine cows come together with the shade. Okay, I have a video, good video to share with you. So we need to come up with a good SOP, not only the algorithm. So my philosophy and design of the AI related kind of customization, let's make it AI to be very simple as possible. Okay. All right. So this is one of the video we want to do on, I think, on the train, on the fences damages. Okay, if you see, they have a lot of fences for 5,000 acres. So now they just flying the drone. Okay, where the drone can assess any places because it's flying, right? So this is our algorithm last time, earlier part of the algorithm. Okay, so this is where we are running our drone. I mean, the company flying the drone. We provide our devices together with the AI deep learning, together with the IoT. So this is where we do all the countings. You can see on the top, bottom left. All right, so this is like 2018 when we start to deliver the projects. Okay, so uh, this is the real value from the industry when we talk to them. Okay, so after that, we believe we can have a better packaging to all the cow industry player. So what we did is basically we provide a box like what I shared just now. So this is one particular area that we are working now on the cow plantations, because we believe agriculture is the best part in Malaysia for us to to put some interest on that. So of course, I think when they know that we are providing the solution, so more and more company related to cow industry come to us. So the recent one, we have the project to do on the cow behavior detections, and of course to do all the weighting to measure the weight of the cow every day automatically. That's quite simple, but to understand on the behavior uh, the cow before the cows get weaning. Okay, so normally between 1 to 2 years. Okay, so this is one of the earlier part of our project on a cow on the outdoor car parking system. Okay, so we did all these things using the drone. Okay, this is from our lab. And then now we have the opportunity to do on the antenna inspections. Okay, to do on the antenna inspection, to do the simplest one for this particular project. Of course, we cannot share all the details, but the simplest one we do on the asset management on this one. On how many numbers of horn antenna. Okay, so this is a palm oil industry for that we are working. So now they are interested to have their growth monitoring from the near sensor. Okay, traffic monitoring. And I think that's all for me. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I think it's very interesting about the artificial intelligence, and then I think all the participants very curious about the artificial intelligence in the case of the healthcare, in the case of the medical care, and in the case of anything that related to our life and could be more efficient for our life. And then before we go for the answer and question, so we will continue for the next speaker, Mr. Muhammad Malik. So at first, I would like to introduce Mr. Malik. Mr. Malik is the instructor of robotics in the University PGRI Semarang. And then he graduated from Gajah Mada University. And then he have many research related to the robotic and artificial intelligence. Okay, I would like to invite Mr. Malik. So Mr. Malik, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. I will with share screen. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear Mr. Dr. Mufti as Rector of Universitas PGRI Semarang, Dear Dr. Anta Slamet Supriyati, Master of Environmental as Dean of FTI, Dear Chairwoman of the International Webinar, all lecturers, students, and all seminar participants, Alhamdulillah, praise over the presence of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, because on this day we can gather in the international webinar with the theme Advancement in AI Revolutionizes Industry and Accelerates Research. Prayer and greeting may remain expressed to the word of our great Prophet Muhammad, who has brought us from the barbarian to the civilized age. Today, I will present about artificial intelligence in agriculture. Now, the topic is control system in agriculture using intelligent wireless sensor network. I will explain about why to choose field of agriculture, identified area for enhanced agriculture sector, computational intelligence in agriculture and environment, intelligent environment control for plant production, and robot in agriculture. In modern farm and agriculture operation work far different than those a few decades ago, primarily because of advancement in technology, including sensor, device, science, and information technology. Today's agriculture routine use sophisticated technology such as robot, temperature and moisture sensor, aerial image like a drone, and GPS technology. The advanced device and precision agriculture and robotic system allow business to be more profitable, efficient, safer, and more environmentally friendly. In this peaks, we know growth of agriculture industry. For example, industry 1.0. In 1.0, harvest is done by manually by humans, and then require a lot of human labor, require animal power to chop land. Crop yield are even inefficiency because a lot is waste. In agriculture 2.0, from 1920 to 1910, is more machine, fertilizer, and better seed help farmer produce more with less effort. It was the era most of our parents operated in the last 80s when agronomic management practice and new tool like synthetic pesticides allowed. The science created what we call agribusiness or industrial agriculture. It has also pushed farming into the economic age and produced a lot of cheap food. Green Revolution supplement nitrogen and synthetic pesticides, fertilizer, and special machine with human operator. In agriculture 3.0, now we have entered the new age. This is the time when high technology sensor, cloud computing, special software, and the Internet of Things are being integrated into farming. In this new age of agriculture, data become crucial. The data gathered will be used to help farmers make more efficient use of their land, water, and fertilizer. Much of the data gathering will be done by agriculture drone, satellite, and smart farm equipment. A report says that four main developments are placing pressure on the legacy agriculture model in meeting the demand of the future: demographic scarcity of natural resources, climate change, and food waste are all intensified the hunger and food scarcity problem. In agriculture 4.0, so what are the new technologies and solutions can give up to the food scarcity problem? Another report says that we see three general trends where technology is disruptive to industry and showing specific example of solution with high potential to disrupt the system. The first is produce differently using new techniques. For example, hydroponics, a subset hydroculture, is the method of growing plant without soil using mineral nutrient solution in a water solvent. LG feedstock, LG farm in aquaculture that can become a substitute for feedstock and fish meal. Desert agriculture and seawater farming. Okay, area of biotic resource include genome engineering technologies to manipulate biological system, plant development, and some growth regulator that improve plant to respond in adverse condition. The second is use new technology to bring food to consumer, increase efficiency in the food chain. Today, in many parts of world, participate in vertical and urban farming, but other innovation, 3D printing of food, cultured meat, genetically modification, and seawater agriculture are still in the early stage, but could be can be charted in the next decades. According to FAO, this effort will not come cheap to end hunger by 2030 will amount annual investment of 265 billion US dollars. And the last is incorporate cross-industry technology and application. Efficiency of productivity will increase in the coming years as precision agriculture. The key in this research is precision agriculture become bigger and farm become more connected. It estimated that by 2020, over 75 million agriculture Internet of Things device will be in use. Data analytics, nanotechnology, AI, blockchain, drone, food sharing, and cloud farming, which are giving farming a high-tech makeover. Smart machines are no longer scientific fiction. They are being used by business right here and now. Every day, their capabilities are growing. Investment of technology will allow farm more profitable, efficient, safe, and environment friendly. However, farm and agriculture operation will have to run very differently with advancement of technology. To identify an area for enhanced agriculture sector, we need monitoring on agriculture crop condition like Mr. Muhammad Ibrahim withdrawn to monitoring weather and climate ecosystem and decision support for agriculture planning and policy making. On the basis of AI interest, we can learn about computational intelligence in agriculture and environment for in optimize different type of biology system, testing and fitting of quantitative models, intelligent environment control from plant production system, intelligent robot in agriculture, unexpected geographic information system for land evaluation, artificial neural network for plant classification using image processing, control of greenhouse. All of them is short before me. AI for agriculture. In this world, we need a fuzzy system to diagnose pests and disease. It more easy to create AI in this era. And then biologic informatic and genetic algorithm to invent quality seed. And then automation of quality test tool to avoid crop damage. For example, use hand robot to classification food or classification plant, and then identification of soil fertilization using neural network, smart system using remote sensing technology for land and water use planning, optimize shortest route in commodity distribution, transportation of the flow of goods and money using blockchain and big data. And then I will explain about intelligent environmental control for plant production system. Why is it required? Because we need identification number of area. Determining the area to find out the number of sensor and device to be used. Larger area will increase the investment cost. So we must be wise in applying the technology to be used. And then to increase productivity of crop, it's clear that technology can make increase efficiency and effectivity. Care for spatial herbal value plan, environmental diverse plan, etc., which in turn increase our export value. After we done identify number area, for example, the area is too far, we can use wireless sensor technology. Wireless sensor network technology can be alternative technology to increase agriculture productivity and very large area. Why? I think it's because wireless sensor network can reduce cost and can minimize hardware error caused by interference with communication and cable transmission. Wireless sensor network is a collecting node organized into a cooperative network. Sensor networks spatially distribute autonomous sensor to monitoring physical and environmental condition at different locations, such as temperature, pressure, motion sensor, vibration, and etc. In this picture, it's not has several sensor, and it's not will send sensor data to the coordinate sensor. For example, this node can send to other node, and coordinate it called coordinate node. Coordinate node store all data sensor from slave node, and then coordinate node send all data to master node. Master node can be connected to Internet of Things, like use for example, use Raspberry Pi to web server, or use other mini computer. The node coordinate will determine actions such as air spring. In addition, the node coordinate will send all data sensor to data server. The project use a network of sensor in the field to determine how much water to give their crops, though subsurface drip in and micro irrigation system. The sensor collect environmental and soil conditions such as soil humidity, temperature, sunshine, wind speed, rainfall, and the water valve to quantity water already add to the field. This is a scheme of my project. Like the sensor connect to the microcontroller like this. For example, humidity sensor can connect in I2C pin, and pH sensor to soil moisture can connect in analog pin, and then we use RTC clock to get date and time in this project. And then we use motor driver to drive valve to open from 0% until 60% to open the valve to get water. For example, in this scope is hydroponic system. In agriculture, water irrigation has become one of the major issues hindering the agricultural yields. Evapotranspiration is also a factor responsible of water irrigation issue. Evaporation transpiration, that called ET, is the combined method through which soil wetness is lost into the atmosphere through evaporation and plant taking water out of the soil and transpiring into the atmosphere. ET is typically a calculated value that take into considering factors like recent rainfall, relative humidity, radiation, and a crop coefficient that account for the plant size and stage of growth. The calculated ET can offer the cultivator an estimate on what quality of waters the soil is losing because of ET. Power management, I use solar panel to adjust power, but in this discuss, I not explain about that because I focus in artificial intelligence. In artificial intelligence, I use fuzzy logic control to drive valve for open and close. What is fuzzy logic control? Fuzzy logic control system aimed at producing acceptable but definite output in response to incomplete value input. In contrast to fuzzy logic system, a conventional logic system understands a precise input and produce a definite output as true or false, 1 or 0, which is equivalent to our yes or no. Fuzzy logic is extensively used to control the uncertain input for which a control output is required. In fuzzy logic control, there are 3 important blocks of a fuzzy system. The application of fuzzy logic in water irrigation, the creep input value from data sensor, and then fuzzification. After that, fuzzification inference engine or FIS, and then process will combine with fuzzy rule base. Fuzzy rule base we get from expertise, and after that, next step is defuzzification, and then after defuzzification, we get creep output value. Fuzzification, the process of converting creep input into linguistic variable. Fuzzy inference engine or FIS will use a collection of fuzzy if-then rule that determine how the system will react to the different condition. Thus, if-then rule are given to FIS by fuzzy rule base. There are 2 types of FIS, namely Mamdani and Sugno. Mamdani and Sugno is most good, is best algorithm to fuzzification. The fuzzification, it is process of transferring fuzzy data into creep value, which can be further utilized for input and another system. For example, in this project is irrigation system using FIS. In this case, we use 3 model sensor. One is soil moisture, and then humidity sensor, and then temperature sensor. All data sensor can be transferred to fuzzy control with Mamdani, and then we get the value of output. In this case, we demonstrate the three sensor, namely soil humidity, this soil humidity, and then air humidity. Air humidity is like this, and then air temperature. In this sensor, have two sensor. There are air humidity and temperature sensor. Each sensor must be identified its value. In each sensor, we'll go through the following state. In this process in Mamdani-Fish is falsification. Process script input into fuzzy in the form of membership function. Every sensor have membership function. Rule evaluation, state of use of rule that to determine what control action to perform in response to input. And the last is defuzzification. The last state after rule evaluation is defuzzification. In defuzzification, all significant fuzzy output will be combined into specification output. For example, is a member function for soil master sensor. The input to fuzzy system will be the moisture content of the soil in an important factor to be not before watering the crop. If the crop are already moist, supplying more water can overwater the crop. This can damage the crop. Evaporation transport or ET, soil water extraction, soil water balance, root growth, all are the factor considering in the soil moisture input. And then sensor is membership function for relative humidity sensor. Relative humidity sensor must plant crop beds with relative humidity of over 50%, though several plants can tolerate humidity level below 25%. Relative humidity is expressed as percentage of moisture in the air around the soil surface. The last is membership function plot for temperature sensor. For a wide variety of seed, there are various temperatures that are optimal for germination of the seeds. If the temperature around the soil is high, the soil moisture will be evaporated. The water balance get affected. Thus, in the fuzzy logic control, temperature is an important factor to be considered while watering the yield. Temperature in express is a degree in Celsius, not in Fahrenheit. The fuzzy inference is the method of the formula input-output mapping using mathematical logic. I use MATLAB to logic toolbox. In this software, have a package provide command line function and an application for created Mamdani and Sugno fuzzy system. Mamdani is the most typically in fuzzy method. Mamdani is the most suitable model for when according expert opinion during which their consequences are expressed as variable. Mamdani methodology find the centroid of a two-dimensional function. In this table, we know input data from soil moisture. The moisture and centibar range of 0 to 60, like this. 0, this is value of 0 until 60. We can spread it by 10 or by 20, 30, 40, and 50. Linguistic variable in the soil moisturization is are for variable. The name is dry if the data sensor from 0 until around 5 is called dry. From 5 until around 25 is called normal. Seventeen until about 25 is called wet, and 13 until 16 is called saturated. Relative humidity in percent is same like soil moisture. Range of 0 until 6 they call low. If value is 0, medium, high, and extremely high. And then temperature sensor measure degree Celsius from -10 in Indonesia, maybe only -4 in the area in Dieng, -4. It's called very cold, and then 0 is called cold, normal, and hot. I think if a temperature 60, no nobody, no plant of life. The output of fuzzy system is valve opening measured as percent. The range of valve opening is 0, 10, 25, 15, 75, 100. Okay. After that, if we classification after classification of range and linguistic variable.
Sorry, Mr. Malik, you have
Yeah,
3 minutes left.
5 minutes.
3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Oh, 3 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, 3 minutes again. I will. Okay. In the rule-based editor, the fish handle 5 part of the fuzzy environment, namely fish editor, membership, function editor, rule editor, and etc. The membership function editor is used to define the membership function, providing a ring with an associated linguistic variable. I use Mamdani type inversion because it's most familiar. Based on the input and the membership function is if then rule, like that, if then rule. So if soil moisturized, for example, in the rule is if soil moisture and humidity is high and temperature is low, then valve open 10%. If soil moisture and humidity is low and temperature is high, then valve open 90. And then expert system are often a great help to farmer as well as the researcher. Their potency of diagnosing the proper time to irrigate will enhance to productivity and cut back to the loss. The contribution of accurate system within the field of agriculture are growing too highly. The last is intelligent robotic in agriculture. Currently, research on Internet of Things agriculture robot is active in mechanical engineering laboratory Universitas PGRI Semarang. For example, ship drone. This is created by student. This is content camera and communication data from ship and base station use Wi-Fi and then calculate by internet. I saw the video. Is the navigation is a navigation of drone ship. In this have a camera and it can move forward, move backward, can turn left and can turn left. But in this project, less smart than Mr. Muhammad Ibrahim. Muhammad Ibrahim. It just capture the video, not integrate in this project. Maybe that's all for me. I'm sorry if I have more mistake. And then we close the. For me is with simulation of Arduino. Sorry. I will share Arduino code. I will share Arduino code in the for example, this is code of node in Arduino. I use NRF 24 because it's cheaper than other device. And then in this code, we have 3 sensors. So we create 3 array to store the data sensor. The name is sensor node 2 first array, and then sensor node 2 first array is called measure sensor, and then sensor node number 2 is called name DHT humidity and etc. After that, radio write is mean we write the data sensor to the transceiver. We
Sir
name sensor node
Malik,
2.
could you
Okay.
summarize your talk?
Okay, thank you very much. That's all for me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And then Miss Moderator to take this time. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Malik, for your talk related to the artificial intelligence and the application in the agriculture. And then the both are very interesting, I think. So could I have some question? Can I have some questions? So actually first, I would like to give the participant to ask a question. Or if you want to give a question directly, so the participant can raise your hand. Is there any question from the participant? Okay, so actually it's very interesting for me because when we talk about artificial intelligence, so it's related to the automation, it's related to the robotic as a muscles. And then the brain, I think, is the artificial intelligence. So as we know that this year is we got the pandemic, and then you know that now we go to the new normal life. So I would like to ask, at first, I think I would like to ask Dr. Ibrahim about how to apply artificial intelligence to the new normal life. I think it's, how to say, I'm so curious actually. Thank you, Dr. Ibrahim.
Thank you, Dr. Irna. I think AI, maybe I can put some remarks here. AI is a tools, right? AI is a tools come together with all the senses and AI trying to make a decisions, trying to do decision for human based.
Sorry, Dr. Ibrahim, could you please speak louder? Louder, please.
Sorry, I can't hear. Can you hear me now?
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Okay. All right. So for me, AI is tools, and it gives you a platform for you to make any creativity as a science as a tools. So, for instance, recently in Malaysia, last time we have the movement control order. I remember the date. It was 18th of March to 2020. Immediately a week after the MCO, people are in the house, right? So one of the initiative from UTM last time, they are offer or they are opening for COVID grant or the pandemic grant. So they come with a lot of ideas by the researcher in UTM. So luckily, I managed to pitch even during the COVID. Um, what we are proposing at that time, one of the application that can help for the COVID, for instance, what we are proposing at that time, uh, I think I don't have a slide here with you, with me now. We are proposing a spectacles that can measure the human temperature because in the new normal life, in Malaysia specifically, when you want to enter into new premise, for instance, you have to go through the recording of your names and also measuring the temperature. Yes, in the market they have available a lot of temperature screening. Okay, so what we're trying to do, even when I gone through earlier reading, when we are proposing to do on the post-COVID, for instance, right? So what we are proposing is to do on the temperature measure on the crowd movements using spectacles. So this is what we did, and we managed to deliver as a package. But again, it's not a short journey to come up with a very accurate temperature reading, especially on uncontrolled environments. But now we have the idea on how to have a very good temperature reference. Okay, anyone heard about the black body reference? So this is somehow like a constant temperature. So this is where we can use as a reference even we are in the crowd. So what AI is involved in this particular project, we trying to predict not exactly from, we use a flow sensor. Okay, flow sensor is a thermal sensor. So the thermal sensor somehow is based on the emissivity uh, of the surface. For instance, the skin or table surface or whatever kind of surface, they give you immediately the temperature reading as a pixel value. So what we understand now, we need to have a better temperature reference come together with the spectacle to do temperature measurement. And again, this is for me, when we go through all this process, it's very challenging. We need to get all the sensors all the way from US and China at that time. I remember we have to pay 3 times higher from the market at that time to get the sensors. So to answer Dr. Irna immediately, so one of the project that we at UTM, I think I have a few other members that working on different kind of projects for using AI as a tools to combat COVID, for instance, to live in a new normal. For instance, one of my director from Cairo, Dr. Atif, he's working on UV lightning disinfection system. Okay, there are a lot of initiative that even now we are looking at the one of the particular project that we are working with one of the company in Malaysia. It is good because after the COVID, there are a lot of company. It's very hard for them to secure or to stay in the building, to pay the rent and everything, because it's very challenging times, right? So what we are proposing, I think, to align with Pak Rahmat just now we're trying to propose to have what we call urban farming on the abandoned office area. So rather than people not using the space for something good, so we are converting the space into urban farming area. That I believe Pak Rahmat's knowledge and everything is so much welcome for this kind of project. But again, we are looking on the perspective of automating the agriculture in indoor farming. So hopefully I answer you, Dr. Irna. So there are a lot of opportunity. There are a lot of research opportunities for us as academia to look at, especially to adjust our life in new normal. Hopefully it answer you, Dr. Irna. Thank you.
Very much, Dr. Ibrahim. And then okay, so I would like to give opportunity to the participant that have who has a question. Okay, so I think I also curious about artificial intelligence in the case of application in the agriculture. I think as he knows that we know that in Indonesia we know that many agriculture here, and then now we learned using artificial intelligence to make the productivity of the agriculture more efficient. So I have one question actually for Mr. Malik. How you build this how to say this research. I mean, like, if you want to broaden the research, I mean, like, more advanced, like, you have any target, like, now I already get this, this result, and then I can develop this, and then the next year I want to develop this, and then the next 5 year I want to develop this, and then you have the target, like, okay, next 5 years I want to make the agriculture like this using artificial intelligence. Okay, this is my question. Okay.
Okay, thank you. I think in Indonesia, to apply the technology is very, very hard. So I think artificial intelligence in Indonesia just for research, but no connected between researcher and industrial. So I think for 5 years and until 10 years, I think Indonesia cannot apply that. I don't know about Malaysia, and I think Singapore is number one in Southeast Asia to apply this artificial intelligence. But Indonesia, I think, cannot apply that because Indonesia have much human labor. Why if human labor change the automation? It's a social problem in Indonesia. I think that's all. Thank you.
Mr. Malik, but I hope this is like encourage us to learn again, to research again about artificial intelligence in Indonesia, how to make the agriculture productivity become more efficient. I think we have just 1 minute left, so let me summarize the talk of Dr. Ibrahim and then Mr. Malik. So As we know that artificial intelligence is very new, and then we know that the application of the artificial intelligence related to the healthcare, medical care, and also agriculture is beneficial for our life. So we need to learn again, research again, and it also can be used for how to say solution for the pandemic, or how to live in the normal life. And then I think that's all for the talk today. And then thank you very much for the participant. See you next second webinar. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Um,
Waalaikumsalam.